You've seen our finalists throughout the day, and before we announce the winners, I wanted to kind of set the stage and tell you a little story. And thank you very much for your story. So, let's see. Okay, here we go. Whoops. So, I wanted to tell you about this. Can anybody guess what this is in the corner? Yes, it's a telephone booth. And precisely, it's called kaze no denwa in Japanese, or the wind telephone. I call it the telephone of the wind. It actually sits on top of a hill in a town called Otsushi in Tohoku. The name Tohoku should ring a bell to you, where in 2011 there was a huge earthquake and a tsunami. If you look inside the phone booth, there is a rotary dial telephone and a cord that is not attached or connected to anything. No satellite. But you have to remember, this is the area where 800 people have died and 400 people are still missing. So what this phone booth does to people is that they come here and they communicate with the dead, with the people they love, their mothers, their fathers, their sons, daughters. And this was actually built by a gentleman named Itaru Sasaki. He saw his people in pain, and he felt that he had to do something, so he built this phone booth. And the reason I tell you this story is because this is a meeting about social innovation. But I wanted you to know that social innovation happens in different ways, not just technology as we think, and technology, which is my sector, obviously. The other reason why I tell you this is because our winners have a similar passion as well. For example, this thing, I have to push this button harder, sorry. Nithya, who knew that vaccine needed to be refrigerated to be effective. So she created a monitor that communicates the temperature throughout his transport. Or Gwen, who built a platform to connect artisans from the corners of the world to all around the globe. Or Shivani, who created a banking platform to connect the unbanked and the poor with banking facilities, with loans, and created microeconomy through microloans. So once again, I tell you this so that you remember social innovation happens in very, very different ways. And I hope you find the same characters that you found in the gentleman who built the phone booth, as well as with some of our past winners and our winners that you've seen today. So hopefully you can turn on the video.
The submissions have been truly inspiring. To see people dedicating their lives to helping those who need it most is something that encourages me to do more in my own life, and the impact that these projects can have on society is tremendous.
Our project is aimed at reducing neonatal mortality, and so we're trying to do this by providing nurses and doctors with a way to manage the high volumes of patients that they have.
We have developed a very simple and low-cost vital signs monitor that measures heart rate, respiratory rate, blood oxygen saturation, and temperature. And the vital signs from multiple newborns are wirelessly transmitted to a single tablet, so a nurse can efficiently be able to detect when a baby is in distress and be able to monitor the health status of all of the babies in a single room.
We're currently rolling out pilot studies starting at the end of this year in Uganda, where we'll be evaluating the impact of our device, ultimately hoping to reduce those newborn health outcomes like mortality rates and morbidity rates.
Technology is not enough on its own. It needs to be, we say that innovation and entrepreneurship can really be the things that can create solutions for people in need around the world.
The title of our project is See Air. It aims to see through air so that through computational imaging and sensing techniques, it can understand the number of particles, the types of particles in air that we're breathing in.
The particles are different bioaerosols like fungi, bacteria, and all these are integrated in such a compact form.
And at the same time, it's very cost effective. As a result, you can actually deploy this in different parts of a building, at airports, at metro stations, as part of traffic lights. India, China, and Pakistan together are losing 2 million lives every year related to air quality. So this is only getting worse, and we need better technologies that is going to empower us to understand the air quality patterns as a function of space and time, and with that data, help change our own behavior as well as institutional and government policies that are going to help us mitigate air pollution and its side effects.
I think technology is not the only answer, but it's one of the major answers that can solve some of the both healthcare, social, political problems of different countries.
6 years ago in high school, I had brain surgery, and during that surgery, I had 3 strokes. And as a result of those 3 strokes, I developed left hemianopia.
Among stroke survivors, 1 in 3, they experience vision loss. As a result of vision loss, they bump into objects, they get involved in traffic accidents, they are more prone to falls, they experience depression and social isolation.
iSee is an app that works on a mobile device along with a head-mounted display, and it helps low vision patients, like people like me, see how they used to see and to improve their vision and their quality of life. Well, I've always loved technology, and when I did this study and found out about this technology, I just really wanted to get involved and help it and improve it, because it's going to improve my life and millions of others. And I just really saw how this technology and how technology in general can really help lives. It's not just a game for fun, and like you're improving people's quality of life, which I think is amazing.
Great. If I can have the finalists come up on stage, we'll do this real quickly. So this year we had a tied second place, and the judges were adamant that they were really equally fantastic. And so in the very beginning, for second place, I'd like to introduce you to Sierra, Idoan Ozcan, and Yi Chen. Great, thanks. Okay. Great, thank you. And then the other second place is iSee. They actually come from the same institute, UCLA. So Naveed and Clint. Thanks. Okay. And then, of course, first place is Neil Penda. So we have Sona and Teresa. Congratulations. Thank you. So can you all come up? Can you all come up this way? So hopefully we can take a real quick group photo. Thank you. Great. And thank you all very much for your support. Thank you.